When I went to college, I went to Gonzaga University for 2 years and loved it, and still love it happily. But it was very expensive. They raised the rates, and really my parents couldn't afford it. So I joined the Army, and this would have been 1966 when I joined. I actually, I did not get drafted. I enlisted, and because I knew the GI Bill then would help me when I got out. In my basic company, there were 200 people. Of that 200, 160 were draftees. Of the 40 who were enlisted, 38 were cooks, typists, things that would keep me in the back. And 2, myself and my buddy, were airborne infantry. And 198 people thought we were out of our minds. But so I ended up, I was very fortunate. I got a lot of training, much more than the average person. And instead of just going over like a replacement, like most people did, I was actually cadre for a battalion that formed at Fort Lewis. So we trained together for 6 months before we shipped over. In Vietnam, there was no front lines. There was no pitched battles like there were in World War II or even Korea. You would go out and try and find places where there were concentrations. But you never were sure what happened would go in. So we went out on an operation we were inserted by helicopter in an air assault into an area we called the football field. It was in the Delta. It was not jungle like people are used to seeing in Vietnam. This was down in the Delta near Saigon. And so it was mud and nipah, stuff that grows right out of the mud. And we were dropped at one end of this sort of football-shaped area. We didn't know it at the time. It turned out that area was a Vietnamese main force, North Vietnamese main force battalion headquarters. And they had bunkers set up through all of this nipah. We started at one end and had to go bunker by bunker, knocking them out. Pretty much lost somebody, 1 or 2 people at each bunker. You had to take them out with grenades. You could really, rifles wouldn't do it. We did get gunships, helicopters to come in, but they can only hit what they see, and they just sort of blow up an area and hope. So this was August 7th. We spent all day clearing half of it, spent the night, and then the next day we started again to clearing the other half. Just an aside, I'm one of the few people that actually captured somebody. I just happened to be looking the right way as we were attacking, and in the water just outside of just outside of nipah, I see this little head going through the water. So I called him, and he kind of looked at me and said, "Who, me?" I said, "Yeah." So he was one of the Vietnamese trying to escape. So I felt good. Instead of shooting somebody, I actually captured somebody. But like I say, the fight went on, and finally we got almost to the end of it. And that's when we got to a bunker that we couldn't get close to. Certainly not close enough to throw grenades and stuff. And that's when our company commander ordered our platoon leader to lead a charge across this open field to take out the bunker. And when he did, we went, because basically my best friend was this incredibly accomplished man who we all would follow anywhere. He got up, and when he got up, we all got up. He was killed there, right next to me. I was trying to get to him when I was shot. It was a machine gun basically from my waist to my knees. Bullets did all kinds of strange things. Frankly, it should have killed me. I still remember the doctor when I woke up in the morning saying, "Somebody up there was very crazy about you." Because first off, I was in a position where nobody could get to me. I was in the open. There was people. If my people tried to get me, the bunker would shoot them. If they tried to get me, our people would shoot them. So it was like a standoff, and I was in the middle. At one point, I actually saw a hand grenade fly over my head. And I thought, okay, this is it. And then it went up, like felt a little bump, but nothing bigger. And for years, I wasn't sure what happened. I thought maybe it was just in my mind. Then I ran into my lieutenant at one of our unions. He said, "Oh no, they threw a grenade, but it was partially defective. It blew up, but it only blew up in like 4 big pieces. So there was no shrapnel to do it. The bullets literally made, like just before it hit something in my body, I made a left turn and went into the other leg. It came into the back, went across into this leg, out through the knee. It should have taken out the femur. It should have done my sciatic nerve. And like I said, I was there for 4 hours. Had it even hit any kind of a major blood vessel, I would have bled out on the spot. So, I never have complained because somebody was watching for me that day. Unfortunately, we lost half our platoon doing it, including some of my best friends. And I got shot up at that one pretty good. I was hit at least 2, maybe 3 times. It was a machine gun, they were never sure. And spent 9 months in Army hospitals after that. And I lost track after that. I went to a hospital in Saigon. Purple Heart was awarded to me by the general of our division. And then I went from there to Japan for a while, and then to the United States, and went to the hospital at Fort Ord. But it was an experience I would, I hate the fact I lost friends, but I would never give it up. The friendship, the camaraderie that you get when you're in that kind of a unit, when you've been in a firefight and you've survived, you just will never find that type of feeling again.